live from Studio A in Irving, Texas. It's Good Mornin', PPUMC, with Krista, Jack, and correspondent Diane Walters.
Oh, Jack, you know what?
What have you been thinking?
I've been thinking, so we've been talking a lot about setting the table.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot that goes into it, the planning and the budget and
Right.
the picking out your menu and who you're gonna dine with.
Right.
But, have you ever thought about manners?
Manners. Are you talking about where you have to have the fork on the right side and the spoon on the left? And
Well, Jack, that is part of it. I mean, there is a whole etiquette to your tablescape and where
Right.
you put your forks and which knife you use in your plates and
Right.
your cups. And but there's other etiquette too, Jack. Have you ever been to charm school?
is that a sorcery thing?
No, Jack, it's not. It's where you learn all the things about manners, an etiquette expert.
Okay, I guess I need to go there.
You do? Well, maybe Miss Diane maybe she's gonna go see one in the field. What do you think?
Okay, well let's go check out and see what Diane has to say.
Thank you, Jack and Krista. Diane Walters here, and today we are joined by an etiquette expert who will walk us through setting the table. Eddy Quette studied underneath the famous Emily Post, master of manners and etiquette. Eddy, welcome to our show today. What do you have for us?
Good day, Diane. It is a pleasure truly to be with you today. I was told that we were talking about setting the table, and as an etiquette expert myself, I believe I am the right person to help you set the table properly.
I believe you are. Can you walk us through what a proper table setting looks like?
Well, I must say, I was hopeful for a little nicer cutlery and china than what I'm tasked to work with today, but I guess this will do. So, when we're setting the table, we want to make sure our plates are properly placed. And then we do want to make sure our silverware, such as it is in its proper place. Let me set our plasticware on the table for us today.
It is the finest plasticware that we could find at Plymouth Park today. Good morning, PPUMC.
I presume so. Well, as your plate is set, you want to make sure your napkin is just to your right, while your fork will go on your left hand, then your knife on your right hand, and the blade faces in towards the plate. I know there are some who will say the blade needs to face out in times of war or conflict, but friends, are we peacemakers or are we not? So our blade faces in, and your spoon guards your knife on the far side of the right hand of your plate. Now, we also have a cup as well. Whatever your choice may be, I guess we will use this mug, nice trinket as it is for this show that we're on today.
It is our finest china.
It goes on the right-hand side always. And now, that is the proper way to set your table.
Thank you so much for walking us through a table setting. As we prepare for all of our guests to join us, what kind of manner tips do you have?
Well, you do want to make sure at the table to make sure your hats are removed, make sure no elbows are on the table at all, and to make sure that you're using proper good manners. Your yes sir, yes ma'am, no sir, no ma'am, please and thank you.
Please and thank you go a long way. Thank you, Eddy, for joining us today.
There is one last thing I do want to make sure, though, as we're talking about setting the table. I should have said this with our manners, I apologize, is to always make sure there is enough room at the table that you are setting. Once you have your plate and knife and fork and spoon and cup in their proper place, you want to make sure there's enough room for all who may join you. Please don't forget that before our time is up.
That would be a major faux pas. Thank you for these wonderful etiquette tips, Eddy. Back to you, Jack and Krista.
Wow, Diane, man, she finds the greatest experts in our Setting the Table series.
Who would have known? There's all kinds of etiquette that goes around a table.
So much etiquette. I told you, Jack, there's a lot to learn
know,
about
who
party
knew?
planning.
You can't put your elbows on the table.
Don't put that elbow on this table, Jack.
Sorry.
Oh, Jack. So much to learn.
I know. Well, up next, we're going to hear a word from our sponsors about a new kind of dishwasher soap that allows your dogs to wash the dishes for you. Comes in flavors of Spam, chicken parts, and cats.
Wow, Jack, that sounds incredibly interesting. Well, we'll be right back here on Good Morning PPUMC.
See you then.